Finally, we have some worthy 3D segmentation tool. Yes guys, you can now generate model in parts, which will be actually useful. We were waiting for this for quite a long, so let's dive into the update and see what's changed, what's updated. This time is for real, and I also got some gift for you, so watch it till the end to not miss it out. Let's take a look on this. Now, the update is related to Rodin from Hyper 3D. So I already did some main review on my channel, but just a few days ago, they introduced manual bank to parts and part refine. And that might sound nothing to you, but this actually makes a big difference. And I'm gonna show you why. So first of all, let's recap what is 3D segmentation. So this is basically an option to generate a 3D model in parts, and each part is a complete object. So we do have this in quite a lot of tools, but I usually skip it and I pretty much never use it because the parts are terrible. And to separate them, like, you have to spend quite a while. Like for example, the most recent that was sort of usable was Hunyuan. And again, like, you have to sit here and spend quite a while to paint all of this stuff. And like, if you paint, you miss some part, like then it's like regenerate like 2 minutes and like it's broken again. So it was really taking me like 20 minutes to make some use of it. Other tools are even less advanced. So we're gonna compare it with Hunyuan as well. Let's give it a try. So how it's done, how the process is pretty straightforward, right? So we're gonna do that in updated Rodin. Like, by the way, they also added like quite a lot of things, significantly improving quality, especially for sculpting. So if you want to know more about that, the video is on my main channel. It's a really good one. And yeah, we can at once create like few generations right now and choose the best one. It's like a time saver. Like let's say in Tripo, you can also generate a model and then do 3 retries. But here, let's say you can do that at once and choose the best one. And I really like this approach more, really like it, because my pro advice is to always do retry and choose the best one. 3D generation is still guessing generation, right? Predicting. All right, so here we go. And well, pretty much I like most of the results. They're quite good, right? We can check. Okay. I'm not even sure, like, they're all look good to me. Let's stick with this one. So the reason we are here is this bank to part, and I was pretty much skipping it before because there was an auto. So right now you can see it is set to manual. So let me show like what it was before. It was like this, right? So you can sort of like try to regenerate it and well, basically guessing like some parts, but 1 out of 5 can give this real. What is this, right? It's not what I want, right? So here we have very easy modes how to do that, right? So first of all, let's select the knife, and you see like this selection. I think they use a SAM from Meta, like, or something like that, to do segmentation because it works really well. Okay, I'm gonna press new part. I'm gonna add on this cook hat. Done, right? 2 clicks, it's there. It's add new part. What about this scarf? Done. Great. Okay, this is going too smooth. The head. So you don't need to do like it super precisely. I'm gonna try to separate like the biggest parts, right? How about these bottles? So I want them like all together. Boom. This big one, this one. And I think I need this part with the belt. It should be. Let's see how it will separate. Okay, so the max is 8 parts. Actually, I'm gonna select the rest like this because yeah, I need like the main part. But it also can do split additional parts, if that makes sense. I'm gonna show you one cool example which really surprised me. Yeah, I'm gonna press generate. Okay, so now it's gonna split into the parts. And by the way, the quality of generation is, yeah, it's way better than version like Gen 2.0. I was really waiting for these guys to do an update because they were one of the first introducing like really competitive quality, and then there was a period there were no updates. So yeah, they were cooking something really great. And probably again, like, this is like most controllable thing. Now, while we're cooking here, let me explain how it's done in Hunyuan, which is, I think, the closest competitor. But again, like, I really struggle to work with it. So you upload the model. You can technically generate it here in Studio, so then you upload it. So here I already did the first step. So first step they call pre-segmentation. So the only thing you can do here is like click on the part. You do not really define it, and you can try to separate it. You can split it more like this, or you can sort of like select two and merge them, right? So pretty much that's what you usually do. It does quite a lot of pieces, like a lot. The thing is that you cannot really edit them at this stage. I don't know why. There's like edit mode that available later. So pretty much I think like to add more headache, right? Then you generate. Here it's way longer than in Rodin. Okay, and the Rodin is already actually done. And I think the result is awesome. Look, all the parts that I selected. I think the only issue is the knife. Right, the handle of the knife might be also there, but other than that, like exceptionally. And the cool thing is actually is not only that you can generate watertight objects, and this is like super important, right? If that's just like a cut on the mesh, that's not usable, right? But instead you can see it generates a complete mesh like from all sides. So it's like a new generation, right? So this hat is a hat, so the bottles are bottles. And you might say like, but it split the model and the quality is maybe not that great. That's true, but there is a button, refine. So that basically this flow is actually complete now. Before it was way more difficult to use, right? So we can confirm, or you can even upload like your reference, and the refine process started. Simultaneously, you can do few of them, right? Or you might see if you need additional stuff, we need to wait this process to finish, and then you can additionally split it more. And one more interesting thing that you can control how many maps it will take. So right now all of them use one map, which is good for optimization, but for some object you can choose to have new map. So that will be used when the texturing is done, right? Okay, so this one that's saved, yeah, that's fine because it was cooking something. So yeah, I can go to the bang. There is like, you can choose the view. So let's say I want to separate this bottle, right? And I also want to separate this knife handle for sure. Yeah, the rest will be the rest, basically. So to make it complete. So generation started, right? Great. We're still waiting. Okay, so here we go. Also, the problem with meshes here, they are less complete, less logical in like so the way it cuts. And now when we are at this stage, we're gonna go and do the edit. So it's way trickier than it looks. It seems like we can have more control, so pretty much can choose the boundary and you can like go and paint. But in reality, when using this tool, like when you, let's say like you miss some area like this and you have to press save, then you're gonna go regenerate it again. It will take 2 minutes. And the problem, if you're gonna miss this, so it might generate very weird parts. So when I was doing something useful here like this, seems like simple, right? I spent around 20 minutes to do this, like just for purpose of testing. I was like just trying to find like how to paint it so it's not generate bullshit. And the same thing in Rodin, it was like 20 seconds, like 30 seconds to set all these parts, right? I just needed that for a video. Actually, the video is on my channel, how I connect Claude Code to Blender and do some animations. So yeah, that was like quite a lot of time saved. Okay, so here's the final result. You can see this pretty much works. And then we can, again, all together, we can combine the parts. Let's say you can say set the poly count. Only thing you can't do is smart low poly, because that makes sense, like it's quite a lot of parts and it's difficult to build up logical mesh, but maybe soon it also will support. Also, I did more examples like with this pistol, and again, like you can see how I do that. There's like two modes, right? You set the areas that it should be selected, and areas like when you press on the minus button, you select what should be not selected in this particular zone. You can easily delete, remove zones, like so. You can see how I do that. And you can see the process how it done, right? Then you're gonna go and refine parts that which will add some more details. That's also very useful. And again, like the quality of generation is also improved, so like having it all together is really nice. And guys, as promised, there is a gift. You can use this Rodin Pro plan for free, absolutely for free, for 2 weeks. There's a promo code in the description. Select Pro plan, start purchase, and enter that promo code on the purchase in Stripe, I think, and then you get it for free for 2 weeks. Try it out, spend all credits, and if you don't like it, just don't forget to unsubscribe before 2 weeks end. I did not tell you that, but the tool is actually great. Here is actually how I created the car, right? Why the car? Because I got the video when I tried to create a vehicle in Unreal Engine, and here is actually like you can create one vehicle from one image and get the wheels separate, right? Again, especially if you're not working like a lot with Blender, like this model, and set it up like in Unreal Engine directly, right? So it actually saves quite a lot of time. And another thing that make it even more useful, that you can upload your own model. Let's say you generate it elsewhere, but you can drop it here. There's a 3D edit thing, so you can drop it here, just do the same thing, like pretty much the whole flow. Here's the character I created elsewhere, and yeah, I can go and split the parts right here, and it's so much easier. And for the house, I was playing like around like how much I can split. It allows to split quite a lot, really. And again, then like this control of the view, all things pretty nice done. Like, I mean, this tool is pretty much just became useful, which is great. And also I want to show you this house that they recently did, like this native 3D texturing, and it looks super nice. So just look at this texture, right? Again, like a lot of parts. All parts are also textured even on that side that are connecting like together. So it was sort of like there must be invisible. Do not do that at all. That's a big problem also. This is pretty much useful right now. So if in your project it's needed, definitely try it out. In my opinion, this is first usable 3D part generation from all sides. Even like, let's say like this side isn't visible because it's a connection side. It's nicely textured, and you can control like how many material maps you need actually. Also here I actually tested like to do the low poly, like how low poly it can go with parts, and yeah, all good here. Alright guys, that was it for today. Don't forget that there is Top 3D AI, where you can always go and check what is the best tools on the market right now. And here on this channel, I always keep you up to date about what's new, what's best. So like and subscribe, and I see you in the next video.